I wanted to mention last set. That was a set without any axe. To everyone watching right now, that might be the last set without axe that we are going to be seeing tonight. Don't quote me on that, but there's a fairly high chance. Either way, I mean, there's a reason Saphir is on axe. Not only is axe really strong, but he's one that definitely knows how to use it. We're seeing it right off the bat here as he's able to keep Skeldra into the air, picking up some damage here.
This is a crazy great sword. It's just a bone. That's funny, bro.
I'm pretty sure Skeldra is using the Imugi Greatsword skin just for that mental boost, you know, because Imugi is not allowed in competitive play yet.
Okay. Well, I can't wait until we get that because I got a chance to mess around with that character. And very fun. You know, I'm not really a person that can play slower characters like that, but I like the Sig kit for sure, and I also like the weapon kit. So let's see how that one plays out once we get a chance. But as of right now, we got the Jayon out here, and we're gonna keep it going. Ends up losing that stock, unfortunately, but should be able to get one relatively soon. Man, high blast zone right here at the top. Not gonna get him off that stock just yet.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have that many greatsword players in the EU side of things. Skeldra definitely out here repping a smaller portion of the player base, giving everyone some really nice replays to analyze if you're trying to get into the weapon. So far, he is behind to Saphir. He's been playing incredibly well so far on the axe, and he's actually going to be sticking to the axe. The sidelight dare, the spacing for when you can get sidelight dare through on axe is so tight.
All right. Okay, get off my stage real quick. So now, struggle. Oh, okay, big chase down. Okay, I like that. Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to start getting those. You got to start getting those reads. You know, start conditioning your opponents to dodge in certain ways so you can start catching them and getting max damage on this greatsword. And he's starting to do that. He's getting 3-piece hits here. Major play starting to develop for the greatsword. Oh.
I mean, for a lot of string weapons and for Skeldra, 100%, it's kind of like an on and off switch. You know, whenever you go into reading mode, whenever you go into, all right, I'm going to push my advantage as hard as I possibly can and pick up as many hits as I can. In the second stock, we saw that coming out from Skeldra. Needs to pick up a stock here, and I mean, it was looking clean, able to throw out the combo as well. All right, we're balanced across the board. Sticking to the greatsword, he might have something up his sleeve here.
Right. Here we go. Big killer. Another you know, another slow developing game right here in the middle of it. But we do have one stock left. You got to play a little more cautious. You know, also with the greatsword, you definitely don't want to be swinging you know, haphazardly. If you're not actually getting the hit, it becomes a lot harder for you to like play some neutral here. Obviously, everybody's expecting you to dodge out. And they're going to be looking for that dodge pretty quickly. Unfortunately, though, my man does not have a lot of time. You saw how far he went with that recovery. Wait! Oh! Weapon toss? Oh, man. Thought it was going to be time. Yeah, that weapon toss would have sorted that recovery. And he would have been able to set up probably for a GCD-like ground pound immediately. They went for the forward air instead.
Able to get 2 hits off stage there instead. Saphir able to get back up with a lance too. I mean, if you look at that last stock, Skeldra was just scrambling to pick up a weapon for such a large portion of that stock while getting massively pressured by Saphir. Not seeing a weapon throw or seeing another option in that situation, I think we got to a point where Saphir just kind of broke him with pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was like a crazy thing to see too, though. It's like that really could have been like a stolen game had he you know, went for the weapon toss instead of the forward air there, because he hit him in a very, like, you know, very bad angle. And I think with you know, with the rocket lance, the recovery is so obvious. Like, you know, they have to sit there and charge a little bit if they're too far away, so you can line up your weapon toss quite well, especially with that how wide the greatsword is. But yeah, I think he thought, you know what, I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna get faster. I'm gonna beat him out faster if I hit this forward air. So, oh well, it happens.
I just love who we could see Saphir sliding over to the left side because he was actually behind the stat board. The Ulgrim now back in view. And we're seeing, actually, I want to mention, we're seeing a total of 6 signatures used with not a single one connecting. So whichever one of these players is able to either start picking up the signatures or perhaps not getting punished by as many of them, that could also be a significant difference, because these smaller sorts of things could make a significant difference at this point, considering how close the game was.
All right, here we go. Swap of the stage. 3, 2, and this should, this should be interesting to see how this changes the competition for sure. I didn't really get a chance to see the stat breakdown on his like usage, as far as like which sword he liked more, was the regular sword or the great sword. But I feel like he definitely had the great sword in his hand a lot more. Maybe starting off with the sword this time around, but let's see how long he's gonna run with that. So far, the sword has been doing us some justice.
Definitely, I mean, a good indicator he was using the greatsword more is, I believe Skeldra had like 20 more light attacks than Saphir, and he also had a higher accuracy percentage than Saphir, and that is kind of the symptom of a greatsword player, I can't lie, especially whenever you're fighting an Ulgrim, they're going to be able to get the stocks off earlier. Skeldra, you're seeing it right here, able to get Saphir down to red, but it all comes down to getting the stock off. Brawlhalla is, as we know, a game about getting 3 stocks off, and you got to be efficient in picking him up.
Yeah. And unfortunately, yeah, I mean, like he swapped off with a sword and immediately just started taking mad damage. Like he could not find. I'm sure he wanted to like, oh, let me swap into the great sword, find one good hit, one heavy hit off of this, and he has not been able to find it. He's got a sword back in his hand, so he might just have to look for a sword sig here. It looks like it's going to be the downlight Sayer actually that's going to be able to do it for him. Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably better to stay with the sword. He does not stay with the sword. All right. Unfortunately, couldn't get back down to the sword fast enough, I think. He's got a great sword in his hand, and as of right now, he has not really added up damage on this great sword, with this great sword yet.
Trying to get back up now, Saphir, doing a really good job at pressuring him and making sure he's scared to get back up. Now, gonna have to try and do it a second time. The exhausted recovery, nice option used by Skeldra to get back up, but it won't matter. Saphir's waiting just over that ledge, and whenever you come back up, he's gonna hit you with that axe D-light, get that stock off, as he now also has the weapon advantage. Skeldra able to get a weapon quickly, that's very important.
Okay. Nice, okay, good pick up right there. Trying to ride out on him, no one home.
Oh, not able to pick up the D-light. Wrong direction, other direction. I think would have hit Saphir at that point. Weapon throw to break neutral. Endlight is going to disarm him. This is really bad. Saphir has been looking super clean on the edge guard so far, but Skeldra is actually able to come back up. He takes stage control and he gives it away with the GC D-light.
All right, the Ulgrim. It's definitely, as you said, the Axe and Ulgrim just in general. Strong legend here on the EU side of thing, but Axe just in general in itself, a very good weapon that you've seen a lot of usage for in multiple places, but the EU has definitely been kind of running it down with some Axe lately. Okay, some of these new players starting to hit, but not enough to get him past that blast zone just yet. Look for that recovery. Recovery quite slow though on the greatsword, so we're gonna dodge out in time.
Endlight throwing him off, pushing him away further and further as Saphir is able to weapon starve as well. Saphir, I mean, Skeldra has been doing some really clean things. We've been seeing some good plays from him throughout the game, but really what it comes down to, Saphir just has control over him, man. He controls the stage first and foremost, and he's also controlling the pace.
Oh, nope. Trying to get him.
3 endlights. I smelled the 4th. I smelled the 4th endlight. Skeldra though. Oh, Skeldra using some endlights of his own. The aerial coverage off stage is looking pretty good as well. Recovery is gonna close him out though, setting him down.
Yeah, that was that reverse recovery put him way off that stage. That weapon toss. Okay, he's looking. He's like, I just need one good dodge, and I'm going crazy on this. Oh, okay, just barely living that. Caught him going past him though. Such a good sig every time. The down sig. You cannot dodge past me. And Saphir, I'm gonna move up one more game here onto this Jaya.
One more game here, and I'm seeing a sign here. I don't know how to interpret the sign yet, but so far, I mean, a lot of the players that we have watched, they've immediately selected their legend and gone into the map selection screen. Both of them are still on is choosing a legend, a triple dot. I mean, we are going into big thinking hours.
Right. Where are we? Hey, where we at? My man Skeldra, he is choosing the legend right now. I got to see if he decides to stay with the Jaehyun, or if he's just thinking, like, you know, he's sitting there thinking on this screen right now before locking in.
I think that's what it is. Take a couple of deep breaths, reflect over the game. What can I do in a situation like this? I mean, you're down 0-2. You're definitely this is the situation where you should reflect on what to do. Saphir, I want to mention PR 48, 2-0 against PR4 right now, potentially about to enter into top 8 here. Saphir has been a player that's really proved themselves in 2v2 recently. Of course, with Jakey, as of recently also, I believe teaming now with Godly, which is a team that I'm very excited to see. It's really fun whenever a player that is strong in either 1v1 or 2v2 is able to prove themselves in that other game mode as well.
Okay.
Oh, did you see that, TK?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
For just
a split second, I saw the lock-in animation for Mako. Skeldra might be cooking.
I'm pretty down. Like, I think, you know, a lot of people have kind of just defaulted to we play Jaehyun for the Great Sword, but I think Mako is, and both these weapons are doing exactly the same thing. So you are kind of like in the boat of, I want to read a dodge and then get max damage on both of these weapons. So now that's just your whole game plan. I think you're gonna dodge this way. I'm gonna read that dodge and I'm gonna get a long combo for it. Now you can do that 2 times in a row, and I think, you know, it does kind of lean to like a do or die type gameplay. Like, if you're not getting reads, then you're just not getting damage. But I feel like, you know, if you're gonna pick the Mako, let's play with some confidence here. We'll see how that plays off. He does not get the first weapon, unfortunately, though. So already
I think that might be the play. That might be the play. Saphir's neutral has been incredibly strong, and I mean, in all fairness, you're playing Greatsword Sword, now Greatsword Katars, and you're trying to beat Axe neutral. You're trying to beat the Axe Endlight that Saphir has been using so wonderfully. At this point, just 180ing, not even trying to focus on the neutral, but instead trying to push that read-heavy playstyle. We're gonna see if it will work. So far, not much has been started, as Saphir has had a fairly good start here.
Oh, right. Lives to see another day, but he is continuously not having a weapon in hand. Now getting started one more time, trying to stay on this wow.
Wow. The second one.
The coverage on that platform was just 3 recoveries. Okay.
All right, Saphir just keeps throwing him out. Eventually it's gonna work, right? They called him crazy, but no, the third one is going to connect. Skeldra now playing from behind, not only in terms of stocks, but only in terms of stage control yet again. He's able to come back up, though. Gets the weapon. Saphir, wow, blessed with that weapon spot.
Ooh. Top. Nice. All right, bro is definitely kind of fishing for some spots here. Rides out on him real quick.
We're seeing some GC signatures only a real Mako player would go for, and so far we've seen a couple of them connect, and a couple of them haven't gone punished either. So you might want to continue doing that. You might want to try and find a knockout here. You're on Katars. You might have a little bit of a hard time. Saphir is off stage. D-Sig not going to work.
That was exactly what I was thinking was going to happen too. He's going to slide charge D-Sig. He brought it back in a little bit, but he slide charged just a little too far away. So therefore he like kind of went over the head of Saphir. And well, I think Skeldra, you know, definitely put up an honest, you know, like a good old college try here on this Mako, but it did not seem to pay off for him yet. Big Six coming out, but he's not really. They're not connecting, unfortunately.
Sair, GC, Endlight, ground pound on the Lance off the edge. If that connected, I would have called that one of the most creative Lance plays I've seen in a while. The ground pound didn't connect. The first 2 hits did, though. Skeldra able to get that first stock off finally as he's swapping to the Greatsword here. And Saphir's just picking up the lights. I mean, this is starting to get ridiculous. Saphir is in his head at this point.
Yeah. Saphir. Yeah, he's really like one good hit away for making this happen. Another weapon toss. Okay, I thought he was going to try to just send that ground pound, but he didn't have to dodge through it. Doesn't matter though. The D-Light recovery is going to do it, and yeah, just did not work out for him. 251 damage, 549. It was an attempt. I'll put it that way, but yeah, definitely didn't seem to pay off for him at all.
It was most definitely an attempt. Now, the only greatsword player, the only greatsword representation, I should say, that we have had.